Hi, my name is Lorena Saedi. I'm the founder and managing attorney here at Saedi Law Group. So right now we are in tax season. This is March, and a lot of my cases, both Chapter 7 cases and Chapter 13 cases, all kinds of tax issues coming up, tax questions. And so it prompted me to do this video because I get so many questions about it, and I thought I would try to address the big ones that I'm getting right now. So first of all, let's talk about Chapter 7 cases, because yes, if you are due a refund, that is an asset. So when you file your bankruptcy case, the trustee is going to see, okay, hey, you've got this refund coming back. Now, for most people, it's not an issue at all, and because most people aren't getting gigantic refunds back, and we can usually protect them. But it is something you need to be aware of. And when you are going to file a bankruptcy, it is always best, if you're going to file bankruptcy, get your taxes filed. Know what liability you're going to have. Know if you're going to have some money coming back. It's going to make your life easier. And you want to avoid any situation where the trustee holds your case open because they think that there's something that's going to happen. And I've seen that in some Chapter 7 cases. So make sure, if you are thinking about bankruptcy, go ahead, file your taxes. I get people like, okay, I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna get like a $10,000 refund. I'm like, yeah, not gonna fly, because trustee, first of all, you have to provide in a 7 your last filed tax return. And our trustees aren't stupid. They're savvy. They're gonna ask you, okay, well, have you prepared your taxes? Are you expecting a refund? And heck, right now it's tax refund time. A lot of the 7 trustees are saying, yeah, I'll just wait for you to get me that tax return, because April 15th is our deadline. So just get them filed, know what you're going to owe, know what you're going to get back. Now, let's talk about Chapter 13. So same thing with Chapter 13. Folks, and it depends on what kind of plan you're in. So here in our district, in the Northern District of Georgia, if you are not repaying all of your creditors back in full and you get a tax refund that is going to be over $2,000. That's your share of it if you file jointly, and you're going to get over $2,000. That money that's going to come in over that amount, you have to pay to your case, and it's going to go to your unsecured creditors. Okay, it's not going to go to your car, your if you owe secured debt or priority debt like taxes. It's not going to go there. It's going to go to your unsecured pool. And that's very important to know, because a lot of people assume, oh, okay, I'll just pay it in and it'll pay off my case faster. No, it's not, because you're not paying. The whole point is you're not paying. If you have to fork over your refund, it's because you're not paying your unsecured creditors. And so the court views any money over $2,000 to be fair game to go to those folks that originally weren't getting any money. Now, if you are somebody that you're in a case and you are paying back all of your creditors, it's just you're restructuring debt through the 13, you can keep your refund. You can keep your whole refund, because you're already paying those folks back. And if you decide to take that refund and pay it into your case, yes, you will get out of your bankruptcy case faster, because it's going against that entire debt load. So it's very important that you know how your case is written. So you want to ask your attorney, what kind of percentage plan am I in if you're in a Chapter 13? And know, okay, do I need to provide anything over $2,000 to the trustee? Or is this something I can keep? Or do I need to pay everything in? So you need to make sure that you confirm that and you know that, because every year you are required to provide the court a copy of your taxes. Now, I want to make this so clear, because folks will file, and I understand people have emergency things going on. I understand that. But if you are in a Chapter 13 case, it is non-negotiable. You got to have all your taxes filed. So if you have been slacking and you haven't filed taxes in 6 years, guess what? You're going to be busy, because you have to get all of those taxes filed. Your case will not be confirmed. Your case will be dismissed if you don't have your taxes filed by the time the confirmation hearing rolls around. And it's pretty quick. I mean, we're talking like by the time you file confirmation, you're usually looking at 60 days. So, if you have an emergency reason, you have to file 13 and you haven't filed your taxes, you've got some time, but not a lot of time. And you've got to get on it. You've got to get your taxes filed. And I'll have clients say, oh yeah, but I couldn't get this. I couldn't get my W-2. Nope, doesn't care. Court doesn't care. Then they'll say, bye-bye, case dismissed. And that's a hard stop. So just understand that. And no matter how sad your story is or what excuse you have, Chapter 13 trustee is going to say, get your taxes filed. And what I tell folks, you can go online to the IRS site. I have a link on my website. You can go, you can download any 1099 W-2 transcripts that have been submitted on your behalf by anybody you've worked for. You can get all that information. And yes, sometimes you're gonna have to come out of pocket to pay somebody to do it if you can't use TurboTax, and maybe you do have complicated taxes. Maybe you have business stuff. You got to get it done, and there's going to be no exemption from that. So just understand that. So if you're going to be in a Chapter 13 case, got to get your taxes filed. Chapter 7 cases, other than, tax season when they think you may get a big refund back, most of the time, you can just provide the last filed tax return you have. And the trustee can look at your previous return and see if you're just either maybe you owe taxes or maybe you're just getting a little bit back. It's going to be it's negligible, so they don't really care about it. But the Chapter 13, it's very important. And the other thing you have to understand about Chapter 13 bankruptcy cases, every year you have to provide the tax return. Every year. Now, sometimes I have clients that they're on a fixed income. They don't file taxes, and that's okay. But every year you still have to file an affidavit that states that, because the situation could change. And if you do have to file taxes, you have to provide a copy. For our law firm, we make it super easy. You go to your Chapter 13 client portal. There's a huge image on the website that says submit your taxes here. You'll fill it out, put what year it's for, your information. We got it. We'll get it to the trustee. We will upload it directly to the trustee so you stay in compliance. But it is something that you need to do. Now, sometimes people think they're cute and they don't do that, and the trustee may not catch it. They may not catch it until the end. So also remember that at the end of your case, there's going to be an audit. There is always an audit of your Chapter 13 case. So eventually it will catch up to you. If you didn't submit whatever you were supposed to submit to the trustee, they'll get you at the end, probably. Some trustees are really on it and they'll check every year. Some trustees, maybe they were busy, maybe they were short-handed that year, whatnot. But eventually, at the end of your case, they will get you. I promise you. And then it's too late, because now you're looking at, you maybe only have a few months left in your case, or no time left in your case, and you have to fork over all that money, or they'll just dismiss your case. And so it's a wash, and you don't want that. So just make sure, like I said, that you're staying in compliance. Also, I'll have folks and they'll submit it, but they don't say anything. They will conveniently leave out, I'm supposed to pay, but they just don't say anything. If I don't say anything, it's not my fault. At the end of the day, it will always be on you, because when we write your case, when your case is confirmed, you're provided all that information. And we're all big girls and boys. Everybody can read, and it's everyone's responsibility. And for our firm, we send reminders. We send constant reminders about this, but you have to stay on top of that. And, I always tell folks, Chapter 13, it's very stressful at the beginning of your case, because you're having to get documents, you have your hearing, there's objections, there's motions, and it can really leave you frazzled. But once your case is confirmed, everything's pretty much autopilot. You make your payment every month, and once a year, you provide a copy of your tax return. It's really that easy. But if you don't do that, you can cause issues for yourself. So that's my tax lecture for this season, just because I'm getting so many calls and questions about it. And just again, if you ever have a question, if you're thinking about filing, and maybe there was some blip and there's going to be large refunds coming back, something like that, talk to your attorney. We can tell you how it's going to be handled in a 7, how it'll be handled in Chapter 13. And again, it may be one of these things where you just maybe need to wait a little bit. But at the end of the day, please, please, please get your taxes filed, know what you owe, or know what you're going to have coming back, because then we can do our job and we can give you the best advice out there. If you have any questions about bankruptcy, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can talk about bankruptcy all day long. My information is in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out.